The night of the whispering wind. I'll never forget the night I heard his name whispered in the wind. It was quiet, too quiet, and the air felt heavy, like it knew something we didn't. We sat in darkness, the sound of distant gunfire echoing through the hills. "Do you hear that?" my father asked. I nodded, in my heart pounding. It wasn't the gunfire that scared me, it was the silence that followed. My name is Emmanuel, and I was just a boy when the war started. Life in Rwanda had always been hard, but we managed. My family were farmers, and our days were filled with the sounds of work and laughter. Then, one day, everything changed. We heard rumors of a man named Fred Rwigema. Some said he was a hero, others called him a madman. But everyone agreed on one thing: he was leading an army to bring our people home, to take back the country that had been torn apart. The first time I saw his soldiers, they came through our village at dusk. They were young, some barely older than me. Their uniforms were worn, and their faces were serious, but their eyes burned with purpose. They didn't harm us, in fact, they smiled and told us not to be afraid. "We are here for Rwanda," one of them said. "For all of us." But with them came fear. The government soldiers weren't far behind, and they didn't care who got caught in the crossfire. My father told us to stay indoors, to keep our heads down. "This is not our fight," he said, but his voice trembled. The nights grew darker. Every day, we heard more stories: the villages burned, the families torn apart, people disappearing into the forest. Rwigema's name was spoken in hushed tones, like a prayer or a curse. Some said he was invincible. ruins, but we were alive. My father said it was a miracle. My mother said it was Rwigema's soldiers. The war lasted for years. By the time it ended, I was no longer a boy. Rwanda was a different place, scarred but healing. They say Fred Rwigema didn't live to see the peace he fought for, but his dream lived on. Even now, when the wind blows through the hills at night, I think of that man I saw in the smoke. Maybe it was a soldier, maybe it was just my imagination. Or maybe, just maybe, it was Fred Rwigema refusing to leave until his country was free. And every time I hear his name, I feel the same thing I did that night, a mix of fear and hope. Because heroes may die, but their stories never do.